And we're live. Great. Hello, everyone. Great to see your faces. We're here again for our Fireside Chat, our weekly Fireside Chat, number 66 already. And I'm here today with Grace, Ellie, and Jesus.
Hello.
Yes, we have lots of different topics to talk about, but I think the biggest topic on all of our minds that has just happened was Black Friday, Cyber Weekend, Cyber Monday, whatever you want to call it these days. I think there's so many names out there that are applicable to that week or weekend. And we've got some numbers and some interesting topics around the whole situation. And I would actually like to start this one with something I read on LinkedIn. It's a German company, Snocks. They started selling socks, but now they've diversified and they're also selling boxer shorts. They're selling T-shirts to wear under your business shirts. And they've also switched to, I think they also have their own merch now. So they have lots of different products, but they started with just selling socks. And they've grown massively in the last couple of years. And this Black Friday, they actually shared some numbers about what they did. And let me just bring it up here. I hope you can see that now. Yeah, should be available. So they're very transparent on what they did. So they had 100K in revenue over those days. I mean, you can take it or leave it if those numbers are true or not. But I think the most important thing here is that they.
But it says 100,000 euros revenue through Facebook on one day, not through the whole weekend and not all of the channels.
Just Facebook, one day, 100K revenue. Exactly. And the interesting part about this is the way they approach the whole channel. And it's by putting up 700 different ads over 22 different campaigns in the business manager itself. And I think this is very interesting to talk about, because Facebook ads, if you look on LinkedIn and if you look on YouTube and on some other places, is always this place where there's lots of potential to take and lots of people have success stories on it. But it's also important to talk about, okay, what do you actually need to put in to get the most out of the platform? And I think this is a very good example where you need lots of different ads catered to the target groups, to the different formats you have across the platform, and also the different USPs. And 700 different ads is just insane.
I was going to say, it's a little much.
Yeah, it feels like a kind of an overload. 22 campaigns. I mean, I guess that 99% of all of the advertisers on Facebook had one Black Friday campaign, maybe two. If you have a retargeting campaign for Black Friday with a separate Black Friday landing page, where you're targeting the users who were there and did not convert. But 22 campaigns, that is really a lot. I would be so curious to know how those 22 campaigns differ. How many topics can you do around Black Friday? That's there's probably location targeting and some special form of lookalike, maybe. Definitely a retargeting campaign, a broad awareness where you target basically all of the people in Germany, maybe. I don't know. I think they probably differ between the way they are talking to the customers, but you can do that within one campaign. So I'm curious why they needed 22 campaigns for that. Maybe there's a limit on ads per campaign. I don't know. Maybe they had to do it with 22 campaigns.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's all. I mean, we have the campaigns and the ads and the ad set, so always take it with a grain of salt, right? But it's definitely a lot of numbers. And I mean, the beauty about Facebook is, right, you can see what they did. So this is all open, public resources you can look up. And if I just quickly switch my screen here, we can also take a look at what they actually showed over those few days or that one day. And so this is the Facebook ad library. We've talked about this a few times here on the Fireside Chat, but basically you can look at all the ads your competitors are putting up, or just a brand you're interested us in, like right now, like we are. And they had a very typical slogan. It's 30 to 50% off for the Black Friday. But what's also very interesting to see is that they do have ads that show the 30% very prominent, but they also have ads where they show the 50%. And they're trying to test out, at least that's my theory, is that, okay, what actually works best? Because you cannot say that a 50% banner works better than a 30% one.
You can?
I believe you can, because last year we had a use case with one of our clients where we tested out what prices works best, and we tested prices starting at 29 or prices starting at 39 and 49, and we found out that the best performance on our Facebook ads were when we communicated that our prices start at 39, even though they start at 29. And we had the most clicks and the highest on-page performance as well. So I think it's important to test theories like this also during a time like Black Friday, and to see, okay, just what works best, right?
And is it possible during the Black Friday time lapse, which is roughly 24 hours, to really get to a conclusion of what kind of ads work better than the other?
Well, it's not 24 hours, though. I mean, it's a whole weekend. You should start with the whole Black Friday pre-communication a week before Black Friday, ideally. You're not starting the campaign. You're just starting with your discount on Black Friday. Then you have the whole weekend, and you have Cyber Monday as well. So it is actually maybe even 1 or 2 weeks worth of data where you could start advertising, even though the actual sale is only happening on Black Friday and on Cyber Monday maybe. So you do have quite a lot of data, and you get probably on that one day, you get so many users on your site if you do it right, that it's worth the amount of data that you maybe normally have in 2 weeks. So yeah, definitely, you will learn something through Black Friday, even if you have the sale only for 1 day.
Mm-hmm. And it looks actually like they did it for a whole week. Before, when you were scrolling, there was one that actually said Black Week. So it looks like they started on the Monday before Black Friday and went all the way through Cyber Monday, probably. But what I find interesting in these ads is the wording, actually, because it's very psychological. If you're looking at the 30%, it actually tells you 30% on everything versus the 50% is up to 50%. And I think psychologically, when you see the up to 50%, you're already thinking, oh, it doesn't apply to everything. So that might actually be what they're trying to do with the 30%, is to say, well, hey, the customers will see it's on everything, so they'll be more enticed to go on the website, because they won't think it's more of we're just trying to get you on the website, but only some select products that we have left over are discounted.
Yeah. Do you have any experience in discounts on especially on Black Friday, but in general, percentage versus actual like euro, like amount of dollars or euro discounts? Which performs better?
I found that for search ads, but also for display ads, that a concrete statement to what the actual amount is that you're saving works better than if you have the percentages. In this case, I mean, socks are not that expensive, right? Like you could write like, okay, this is €1 off, or maybe 2 or 3, right, for 30 to 50%. And also probably it's bundles, I'm not sure here, but I think especially if you look at the luxury market, and you go into groups where you pay 300 or 500 euros for a purchase, I think that's where those €100 discounts or €200 discounts works better than if you would say, hey, it's 20%, but 20% on 500 is a lot more than on €5, right?
Yeah, I believe so too. You can't really You can't just blankly say one works better than the other. You have to see, especially how your AOVs, how is your average order value, and what psychologically sounds like a larger discount, and the way you are communicating. I mean, this is the perfect example. I don't doubt that the 30% might even work better than the 50% off, just because of the way they are communicating to the customers. So as you said, if they would have said, okay, it's €5 off your socks, that doesn't sound as much as 30% off. And on the other way around, if you work with, I don't know, high class accessories, for example, there you can actually say it's maybe just 1% off, but it is actually €300 off. So of course, then you should use the €300. Ideally, you test it. I mean, if it's possible, just do a test and let them run against each other. You can always calculate the discount into the other way, of course, if it's possible. Or you just do it on a certain product, maybe. Some products have a percentage discount and some have a number discount. And you can see which one works best for your special case. You can't really say it overall. I agree.
Yeah, I think it really depends on the product. And I think, I mean, you just said testing, and I think you can't forget, you can also just ask within the company for people to give their opinion, right? I mean, there's nothing saying you can't send an email to your employees to vote for which ad they would prefer to buy from. If you don't have time to do a test and you're trying to do it right before Black Friday, you can just get the opinion of the people who work with you and already see what ad they would go for.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of information you really want to have before the actual Black Friday weekend arrives. If you read what the founder of Snocks was actually sharing in LinkedIn, he says, biggest mistake, we could have spent a little more. We left some sales behind. So basically, it seems that it's a combination of knowing what works by testing these 700 ads and then going all in, save nothing that day.
Yeah, but it's also like, I mean, 700 ads, not many companies can do that, right? So not many brands are able to put out that many ads for that one campaign they're trying to communicate on a broader scale. I mean, Black Friday, Black Weekend are very special cases where everyone is trying to fight for the attention of the users on those platforms. But what is a way that you would set up the campaign with like a reasonable amount of ads to be successful on that platform and not talk about 700 different ads?
I find it hard to say a number, to be honest. I mean, it so depends on everything, basically. How much money can you spend? I mean, if you only have a budget of, I don't know, 5K or €100, I don't know. I mean, it depends, you know. It doesn't really make sense to put 700 ads or even 100 ads live if you have only, I don't know, a budget of €100 for that day. So obviously it depends on that. And I think, well, you can do it. You can get really creative with, I believe, every product. But obviously, there are some products that make it easier for you than others. If I'm selling fashion, for example, I mean, for fashion, you can, I don't know, for every product, you could probably create 10 ads at least. I mean, you know, but if I'm selling maybe a software product, that's way harder. How do I create a good and inspiring ads for that you really have to have a good agency, creative agency, or you have good people working on in your company that get inspired. I find it hard to actually give you a number. You should have a look at your target group, and you should try to reach every one of them. And if you have a really large target group where people from, I don't know, women and men, so you need 2 different ads for that, targeting either women or men. If you have a large age difference, you should be targeting young people in a different way than you're targeting older people. if you go to interest groups, you should actually create an own ad for each of your interest groups. So this is targeting them especially. If you're not able to, just look at the most efficient, the best target, best interest groups that you have in Facebook, and then you can create the ads for that. So it could go large easily, but I mean, you should cover your bases at least.
That's a very good point. And I think also if you don't have the budget, or you just have one ad that you're trying to go live, I would say at least you should create different variants of that one ad to cater to the different possibilities you have. So you have the 9:16, you have the 1:1 ratio, and also to take a video into consideration if you're able to do it, because once you have that like default setup, you are very, very close step to being good on Facebook, and then it's just about, okay, how further can I segment my group, and how much budget do I have to set behind those different segmentations. Yeah, I mean, I was astonished with 700. That's really, like, I've never heard about that, and very cool to see what they did this year. And I think we will see lots more of similar posts from different brands in the following weeks.
Yeah, I did a little like regarding to that Black Friday 2020. I had a look at whether or not I could find numbers, like big as numbers about last Black Friday. There are not that many live yet, to be honest. I mean, I think all of the companies are still looking at their numbers, and I don't know, maybe they don't believe how much revenue they made. But I found one article actually that can at least give us a trend. And apparently, the German e-commerce had 40% more transactions this Black Friday compared to last year's. And even in 2019, this day, the Black Friday, had already 60% more revenue compared to 2018. So if we compare that and looking at the trends from 2017, 2018, 19, the revenue on Black Friday is actually always increasing. So it just gets more and more every year. If we see 40% more transactions, we can pretty sure guess that the revenue is raising as well compared to 2019. And 2019 was already crazy. I mean, this is great, especially for this year, with all of the downs that were there. A lot of branches, a lot of companies struggle with the whole COVID situation. So it's great to see that Black Friday, even though we're still in lockdown or light lockdown in Germany, it's still working, and people are interested in buying, and they are keen to spend the money. What I would love to know, but I didn't find anything yet, is the comparison between offline and online commerce. How did the Black Friday actually work offline? I haven't found any numbers. I read that there were a few people in all of the big stores and the malls, which they should not be actually with the whole lockdown situation in Germany. But yeah, I think e-commerce boomed definitely. It would be interesting to see how offline did, though.
Yeah, I think it also depends on where, because I was going to ask, are stores even open, like non-essential stores, are they open in Germany? Because parts of Switzerland, those stores were closed, so they really were only able to do online. But so it'll be interesting to see how it differs by country, where stores were open and obviously where stores were closed. It's pretty obvious.
It would be weird if we see revenue there.
Yeah, a little bit.
I think in any case, COVID probably has come also to serve a little bit as a catalyst of a phenomenon, a change that was already there. If Black Friday started as a completely offline phenomenon, and it started moving a little bit into online shopping. Probably COVID came to help that transition to be a little bit faster. We don't have numbers about this transition this year about offline online Black Friday transactions, but regarding that, I saw this morning an article that was talking about the amount of cash that is in circulation, using as a source of data how much cash people are taking from ATMs, and it has dropped during COVID months, like down to 75%. So 75% less is what I mean. So probably that also gives you an indication of how probably people have moved from what they were, everything they were doing before offline is moving more and more towards online, and COVID has only been here to make the transition even faster.
Yeah, definitely. And I do have numbers from one of the biggest German Handelskonzern, switching between German. Reading German and talking in English is always very complicated at the same time. But Otto shared their numbers as well, and they saw during Black Friday now a 35% increase compared to last year in their sales, and they're actually expecting that their Christmas sales are going to go up another 30% as well compared to last year. And what the important number is here, that they have added 200 new employees for just customer service, and also their logistics partner Hermes has thousands of new employees and cars on the roads to deliver all those packages. And I mean, we are talking about a 30 to 50% increase in online sales this year, and that will go up probably next year as well. But there's a limit to how many packages we can deliver on one day and how many cars we can fit with packages. And I think the question is, where does this go? Like, what is the end game of this? If we have these trends that online sales go up 30 to 40% each year, and I think smart solutions need to be on the top of the list to decrease the amount of cars on the road delivering packages, and also the amount of people that just have packages in their hand. I mean, it's from the point you buy to the point you get the package, there's a huge amount of people in the middle trying to make that happen.
I also think that if this year it was probably kind of expected that since it's not so safe to be in the stores to do offline shopping, resources from many companies could shift into try to push online shopping as much as possible. For me, the interesting part is going to be what happens when it's safe again to come back to shops, and how much companies that have shifted their efforts and their resources into selling online with all these resources that you were mentioning before are going to actually revert them into their traditional offline models again. To which extent this is something that is here to stay, and it's another step towards a completely digitalization of e-commerce, or if it will to some extent get back to the traditional experience that probably it also has a reason to exist.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. Yeah, Black Friday is always a big topic, and I think we won't see much change happening there. But this year, especially with all the online sales that have happened, I mean, lots of companies are going to put out big numbers this year.
Yeah, I think Black Friday could have been even better for some of the companies. I have a fun fact regarding Black Friday, which is kind of funny. I mean, especially Chris and I, we we were really, well, I mostly, Chris is not so much of a PlayStation fan, but I was really looking forward to the PlayStation 5. And as probably everybody knows by now, that there were some issues with delivering all of the pre-ordered PlayStations. So I found a really funny story. In Amazon UK actually delivered packages which were supposedly the PS5, but as we know, there are not that many on the market right now. So they delivered, I mean, there was obviously a packaging problem or some error in the system. They delivered other stuff to the clients who actually ordered the PS5. So some of them actually got cat food, and some got an electric grill, for example. And there is a Twitter video where they got like some heating thing. So it's like everything but the PlayStation 5, which I find so funny. Imagine some of them actually got an empty package. So imagine you're waiting for like a PlayStation 5 for years. I mean, it has been, the whole thing was like, you knew that this is coming for a while now, and you get the package and you're all excited, and then you find nothing, or you find cat food. Imagine you don't have a cat. You won't be happy about that. So what Amazon UK did now is actually like apologizing. They obviously gave refunds to all of those customers who didn't get their PlayStation 5 yet. And now they offer them to move them up on the pre-order list. And well, they gave them a date apparently where they will get the PS5. I don't know whether this is actually realistic, because all of us, we all know that it's not that easy. There are so many pre-orders around. It's going to be hard to deliver all of them. So if you haven't ordered your PlayStation 5 yet, you won't get this probably this year, I think. But yeah, I had to share that. I mean, imagine that. If you're a gamer, you probably can understand better. You're waiting for something, you're all happy, and then you get something totally different.
Yeah.
They're really taking mystery boxes to the new level.
I mean, that's still better than MediaMarkt and Saturn that just didn't send out anything at all, and they're in a big trouble right now because they haven't delivered the packages they promised. But I also saw on eBay Kleinanzeigen that people are selling a picture of the PlayStation 5 for like 900 or 700 euros or so. So people are like, what the hell? They get a package and it's just a picture. So yeah, I think the gaming market, especially right now, has lots of problems in that. I know the new graphic cards for NVIDIA aren't there, and the new CPUs from AMD are also not there. And it's not a good time to be in the gaming market because there's literally nothing to buy at the moment.
I think about whether or not this is on purpose. I mean, on the one hand, if Sony would have produced more of the PlayStation 5, Black Friday would have been crazy. Imagine that. I mean, the revenues of Saturn, MediaMarkt, and all of the Amazon, they would have just went through the roof. Like, it would have been crazy. But on the other hand, now it's like a, I don't know, hot thing, to get a PlayStation 5. Same with the NVIDIA graphic cards. I read that too. And while people are thinking about maybe this is actually really on purpose. Maybe they don't produce that much on purpose to raise the awareness for that product. I mean, Sony doesn't really have to make any advertisement on the PlayStation 5 now, because even people that are not interested in gaming, they know about that now because it's just everywhere in the media. So basically it's advertisement for free.
Do you think they learned the lesson from Apple when at some point the whole world was covered in the stories about people sleeping in the entrance of the Apple stores for 3 days because they wanted to be the number one, having the latest iPhone?
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, but you wonder. I wonder whether it might be maybe a little bit on purpose. I don't know. I mean, it's just my personal thoughts on the matter. And I'm kind of sad because I really wanted to have the PS5 for Christmas, and I had to like say goodbye to that thought. But yeah, maybe, I don't know. It could be.
I hope at least you got your portion of cat food instead.
No, I actually, I didn't pre-order. I knew that this is just, I'm not going, like, when I thought about ordering one, it was already too late, and all of the news already said, well, you won't get one. So actually, it was not even possible to order one anymore, and it still currently is not. So I have like a mailing, like, the where I get a notification if it comes available. I have that set for almost every of the electronic stores that we have in Germany. So if it comes back on the market, I'll know, but I haven't pre-ordered. So I didn't get any cat food.
Oh, wow. That was a good one. Well, I think, I think that's it for today, right? I think we don't have any more topics. And thank you very much for all the interesting talks, especially around Facebook ads and Black Friday, and of course, Ellie's cat food. But if you're interested in just digital marketing, we always record our sessions on Friday, and they are going live on those days. And if you have any further questions, just shoot us a comment or anything else. We're looking forward to it. And you can always reach us on many different platforms. And without further ado, thank you very much, Gret, Ellie, and Jesus. And I hope you have a good day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Happy weekend.